What's up, family? You're tuned in to Real Labs Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. It is Tuesday night, brand new show. Don't be shocked. I know. You do not hear James John's voice. James is out. James is out with his kid. His kid is graduating from UCF. All James kids went to college, graduated. Great father, great mom, man. So they did good. My mama had 11 kids. Ain't none of us did good in life. So shout out to James John and Michelle Young for making sure them kids get through. Miguel is off too. He's supposedly at work. I don't know where he work at. I ain't never seen him at his job. All I know is he always got a lot of cash on him. So I don't know if Miguel is a drug dealer or a stripper. I don't know. He might work at Rachel's. I don't know. And Jeff Kaufman will be on tomorrow. Shout out to Jeff Kaufman, our official sponsor, the law office of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath podcast. Join the virtual studio with my comedy family. I'm gonna start off with one of my best friends in stand-up comedy, Mr. Chris Alexander. How you doing, my brother?
Hello, doing good today. I'm sorry, I just want to mess with that one more time.
So
I gotta get some new friends.
So beautiful.
Chris not do everything but talk on the radio. He know how to bleep out cuss words, make the womp womp sound, auto tune. But I asked him
on it.
But yo, you can't be working on. You've been on this show 45 times.
No, I'm working on talking more on the
yo. So I'd be like, Chris. So talk about WrestleMania. It was good.
Cool. We haven't talked about that yet. So but we'll yeah,
right, we'll
talk about
WrestleMania up. I'll give you an opportunity to show these ladies that you good on the mic.
Oh, damn.
We gonna do that. I also joined the first studio with our licensed therapist of our show. She's now our official therapist of Real Labs, Mrs. Amy LeCours. How you doing, sister?
Oh my gosh, I got a promotion already. I love it. I'm doing great. I do love the auto tune. I think like whenever there's any man playing any kind of music and there's women around, we're gonna be like, oh my god, I love it. So I'm into it. I love it. He could be playing at the Ramada Inn and we're all gonna be loving it.
And who doesn't love a good Ramada Inn show? Like
right. A brunch Ramada Inn. Let's do it.
Brunch Ramada Inn. It's crazy because auto-tune, like in the 70s and 80s, was like with Roger Zapp, the Computer Love. It was like so dope. And then when Kanye and all them brought it back, and T-Pain, it was cool. I was like, okay, it's back. But then everybody was doing it.
Yeah, they overdid it.
I mean, everybody was auto-tuning. He was like, all right, enough is enough.
And I still love it. Like Cher, do you believe in love? Like I love that. I remember hearing that for the first time. Like, what is that robot noise? I still love T-Pain. I love it. I think it's
that's
great.
where T-Pain got it from. He got it from that Cher song.
From that Cher song, yep.
So he didn't get it from Zapp and Roger?
Zapp, no. I think they did the talk box. It was like a thing they put in their mouth, and it was like wah 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 wah. But when they did the auto tune on the computer, that was kind of Cher. I mean, her engineer did it. And then T-Pain, took it from there, and then the rest is history. Now we're here with Chris.
Man. You know how long people be having those straws in their mouth trying to emulate that?
They're cool. I want one.
It don't even work.
Did not know that. The other person that's on the show with us is also my comedy sister, who last name I tear up all the time because I can't read. Roo, how you say your last name again?
It's Nafasat.
Namaste.
No.
Roo Namaste. Roo.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
Roo has a Orlando Friends show coming up called Roo's Menagerie at 1010 Brewing. So, guys, make sure you check that out. And you guys, I just want y'all to know we've had a lot of comedians from Orlando on the show. I brought you guys back because you guys are phenomenal.
Thank you.
Really, you guys are fun. You're funny. You talk. You got things to say. Unlike these other comedians we brought on this show, who have nothing to talk about. I don't care. I say their name.
My mom did tell me when I was talking too much that I am like a radio, so it started young.
There you go. Hey, Radio Roo up in the bed.
Waka waka waka, Radio Roo.
We will be yapping. No, thank you, Kenneth.
Rudio.
What noise did you just do?
Well, I felt like it was a silly time, so I did a.
She felt it out. She felt it. She felt the groove.
Yeah, I was feeling the groove. Do you guys feel the music? You know, Tallahassee Payne felt the auto tune, and I'm feeling the.
Hey
Remix
man.
it, Chris, please.
Hey man. Wait a minute. That's what the T stand for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tallahassee.
I did not know that.
Tallahassee.
That's a government name. Put some respect on it, Ken.
I didn't know that. I swear to God, I didn't know it was Tallahassee Payne.
Yeah.
Wow.
know that
Thank
today.
you, Roo, for teaching me some Black history today. I appreciate it.
I got you. I got a college degree.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I truly do. I did not, I swear to you, I did not know that. I did not. What in the hell? What is you doing?
He got to take a drink. Remember, he's got to take his drink.
Yeah. It's okay to be hydrated. You know, it's not
Yeah.
a woman's thing to be hydrated. Men
I'm
can be
sweating all
hydrated
up in
too.
this.
Yo,
Damn
hey,
warm.
hey, let's go back to Radio Roo.
Rudio.
That's a dope name, Radio Roo. And then you got that noise as your call sign.
Yeah, what's up? It's welcome to 10 something something something. It's Radio Roo.
But like I was saying, Radio Roo, and the official licensed therapist for Real Ass Amy. I had Chris, this comedian named Lingo, and I had Ash Cash on the show.
Oh God.
And I couldn't get them to talk for nothing. I'm just like, so Ash, how's comedy? How's your comedy career? It's going real good. So, how was your first ever show? Yeah, I bombed. I mean, what? So I had to tell him. I said, all right, I need everybody to take a break and go get an alcoholic beverage because I can't take this no more. And when I finally got them liquored up, they was like chatty. I couldn't get them to shut up. But you guys have been great. Like you guys have been great. And real talk, Miguel don't like nobody. So for y'all to be on the show and he really like, yo, we got to bring them back. We got to bring them back, man.
He was so
in our
funny.
defense, it was nighttime. It's morning now. Everybody got energy.
Okay, no, I'm a night person. What are you talking about? We did it at night last time.
Yeah, we did it. Well, I have a peppermint in my body today. That's why I went.
Where in your body, Roo? Where inside your
Well, I mean, I ate it, and then
Around
it
the
went
corner.
to my blood sugar, and I was sad because I didn't have any butterscotches. I like those.
know.
Yeah.
Ken, I
plus,
wonder though.
Go ahead.
I wonder if they were like nervous though, because like you have that like Godfather thing, and I wonder if they wanted to be respectful to you. Because I felt like that the first time I was on the show, just not too long ago. I wanted to make sure I didn't speak over you, and then when I did speak over you, Miguel was yelling at me. So I wonder, I wonder if there was that little thing of just making sure that they weren't taking up too much space. You know,
Yeah,
being
it
respectful.
could be, but though, like Ash Cash and Chris got that. It's certain comedians, and y'all are in that category now. They can tell me to shut the hell up.
Oh, we're in that category
now Lingo can't tell me nothing. But certain friends like Dwayne just called me just to call me a BAN and then hung the phone up. Like
you taught him that though. That's how you taught him. That's what you gave him.
Like for real, just Dwayne to call me and be like, "Yo, you ugly." Click. Wait. Hello.
Sometimes you just gotta know.
You gotta let me know. You gotta keep me in my place, man. So now Ash and Chris got that when they can tell me, "Hey, man, shut up." But no, they didn't want to talk. But you guys are really great at it. Maybe because y'all got the podcast.
We just thank you. Yeah, we just chat a lot, and we've worked on, and we're at the mics a lot, and we both have. I have ADHD. I don't know if Roo has it. I'm pretty sure she does. We just always have something to say, and we're always gonna have a point of view on it, and we have a good time. And I started that podcast so I could talk to Roo more and make her be my friend. So that's really what it came down to.
Yeah, she trapped me in the guise of comedy to be friends.
You're welcome.
Now I'm like, stop commodifying every part of our relationship.
She won't let me take videos. She won't let me. Yeah, I gotta like have friend time before we can have like commodifying time.
Yeah, but I always used to get in trouble for talking too much.
What the hell is commodify? Y'all just gonna use these SAT words on me?
I thought that was made up word. I thought
That it sounds like they made that word up.
Yeah,
That
like
is an Amy Roo
like
word.
Amy and Roo like combined and got whatever that word they said. Yeah, Rubbermaid.
Basically, she doesn't like it if I use her for content, right? So like if we're having a little funny time and I'm like, we should record this, she's like, no, not everything's for the pod, Amy. But then everything ends up being on the pod anyways. So we have a meshed relationship.
I just want to have like a real friend relationship with people sometimes. Okay, sue me, but don't actually, because we haven't commodified our relationship enough to.
But you have
the person in a bear suit.
You have to record it for the memories. It's not just content;
man.
it's memories.
Yeah. But the fact is, y'all still ain't telling me what commodify means. Y'all don't even know what it means.
Pretty much.
Well,
making
maybe
money.
We do, maybe we don't. Hey, why'd you tell the definition? It's a secret.
A commodity. When you make something a commodity, you make it buying or selling. So basically, she's my friend, lady of the night, I guess, but just for friendship.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
You just called her a hoe?
No, hoes do it for free. Hoes do it for free. Ladies of the night get paid. So she doesn't want to be. She wants to be a hoe. She doesn't want to be a lady of the night. Like it's paid for
First
it.
of all, I don't even know if we can say hoe. I don't know.
You use it in the garden, so you
It's
can't.
just two letters.
Yeah.
So I
potatoes.
put it down. I put it down. We said hoe 6 times in this segment, so I don't know if we can say it. So it might be 6 beeps in this segment.
Hold on.
So
can you auto tune it?
Link it to a house.
Auto tune hoe real quick.
She's a hoe.
Hey man. So Roo, what you saying is Amy, aka the white man, is trying to commodify the brown sister to make money off of you, my sister. Is that what you trying to say, my friend?
That's what I'm trying to say. She's beating the British government on my India right now.
It's true.
She likes
She's taking
the
my
hoes.
jewels.
It's true. And like I always
Likes
eat Indian
the
food and
hoes.
I call her and I feel bad about it. I have my white guilt and I feel so bad. Every time I eat Indian food, I want to call her and then I feel really bad.
Dude,
I don't.
That is
There's some extra curry on your chicken.
British India thing. That's funny. That was funny. See, that's what
You
I'm
want some
saying.
extra
You guys
curry
are
on that
so
chicken?
good, bro. You're so good. Hey, we got 2 minutes. We gotta go to commercial in 2 minutes. Roo, you got a colonizer as a boyfriend. Does he like Indian food?
Yeah, I mean, it hurts his stomach a bit more, but than it does mine. Well, my stomach always hurts. We already covered that last time. But yeah, he does. He likes Indian food. Actually, he started making some the other day.
Oh.
I have colonized him.
The colonizer. The colonizer. No, I don't know.
The colonizer? That's what you are. You colonizing this good white man, Roo?
Hell yeah. We're out here.
Yeah.
He's
All the
real
butter.
spicy.
You gotta get rid of the butter. You gotta get
Oh
rid
yeah,
of the
he
butter.
does. He does feed me a lot of butter. That's the part
It's like
that
curry
we gotta
grilled
do.
cheese sandwiches or
Yeah,
something.
Roo, you gotta go to the
That's how they get
doctor,
you
Roo.
slow. That's how they
Roo,
get
you
you
got-
slow. They
yeah,
feed
get
you
to
butter. Get you slow.
I don't want to go to the doctor. They don't. What are they going to tell me? These doctors went to school with me, and I don't trust them because I saw their test scores.
Nope.
We got 30 seconds left. Roo, what is the best dish that he cooks?
He makes chicken marsala really well, but that's not like an
Oh, I
Indian
like
thing.
that.
That's just a white person thing.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's
Wait,
true.
chicken
Well, now-
masala is a white thing?
Isn't it Italian?
Italian. So
Yeah, Chris.
I thought- okay.
Chris, you
I mean,
fat.
it
How you
depends on
not
if you
know
think
that?
Italians are white.
Just because I'm fat don't mean I know where it goes. I know.
Chris
Oh,
thought-
I don't know where it
Chris
came
thought
from, but I know where it's
Marsalis
going.
Hey, Chris, you thought Marsalis was a black dude's name?
No, I thought masala was some type of curry.
live down the way.
Speaking of that, of curry, we got to go to commercial break. We'll be right
Yummy.
back with these silly people. We'll be right back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1. We're back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Guys, make sure you go out and follow us on social media. And if you are watching the YouTube videos, please comment. And I always make sure to give you a shout out. Shout out to my coworker, Shannon. Her boyfriend listens to the show. I did not get your name, my brother, but we do appreciate you listening. Also, make sure you check out our sponsor, Jeff Kaufman, the law office of Kaufman and Lynn, and the Under Oath podcast. So we have our residential, I said residential, resident therapist, the resident real life therapist, Mrs. Amy LeCours, which is weird because she has an S on her last name, but you don't pronounce it.
No, it's annoying. I know. It's white people stuff. I'm sorry. It's annoying.
Amy, I'm addicted to something, and I need your help to let me know why I'm addicted. And I'm not even the only one. This country is addicted to this thing, and my wife hates it. My wife calls it murder TV. I watch Forensic Files, Unsolved Mysteries, 2020, Dateline. We have a whole channel, the ID channel, dedicated to just murder. What is our fascination with this?
I think my husband is too, and I get really scared. I'm like, do you want to murder me? I get real scared. Like he falls asleep. He falls asleep to Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes. Man, that's your husband, my new bestie, bro.
Y'all would get along very, very well. And he just, we've talked about it a lot because like he'll be sitting outside smoking or vaping, and like he knows what's going on in the whole neighborhood. Like he'll be like, oh yeah, that guy, I think it's a dad thing. Maybe it's like, I know that guy over there, leaves at 5 p.m. and like, so he just like is like casing everything, I think that's part of it. And I think it's like that one thing that kind of like just gets your blood pressure up in like a safe way. Like you still get excited about it. You're like, how did they get away with it? But it is. I know a lot of people that just love it and like they get addicted to it, and then people that are like me who are normal get very scared. You're like, when is it happening? When is it? You could murder me right now, and you would know how to do it, Ken, and I'd never be found again. I'd never be found again. I know that, and that's why I keep you on my good side.
I think it's like exercise on the couch because you said you get your heart rate up, but you don't gotta move. You just gotta watch someone get murdered.
That's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that what I need to do? Just watch murder mysteries and I can lose 5 pounds?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, when
who knows? Watch people get killed, maybe get rid of my diabetes.
When you get done, though, you know what you gotta do. You gotta take your peppermint because your blood sugar. You gotta take. I'm always, because right now I got downstairs. I got Dateline 2020 on right now, and the story is about this dude named Abraham. It happened in Lakeland. He won the lottery, and this lady murdered him for the money.
Chris, this isn't a ghost show. We're talking about murder.
He know how to do everything but talk on the radio. He know how to do everything but talk on the radio. But I'm watching 2020 right now, and this dude and I'm just fascinated with. I'm like you said. I think I'm fascinated with the why. Like people who murder like 96 people and then just go to work.
Yeah. How can they be two people? How can they behind it?
Yeah, I'm about to take your ass out.
Put him back on mute.
Well, you know what it is? It's your stories. It's your drama. It's story dramas, right? It's your reality TV, but it's like more aggressive. And then you got the puzzle, like when you think of like a murder mystery, but real life. So maybe you need that real life aspect for you to be interested in it. But also, yeah, like you could be walking around with anybody and that could be a murderer and you'd never know because they don't catch them. They never catch them. We see it on TV 20 years later. Like, oh yeah, he was the nicest man and he murdered 95 children.
That's the thing. Oh, he was great. Yeah, he used to do parties and we used to go to his house and drink and he would give us peppermints.
Not the peppermints.
He would give us pepper. He was like, yo, Ken, your blood sugar is looking bad. Here you go.
That's how they get you.
Here you go. Yeah.
My first job, Ken, was that. My first job was as a forensic mental health specialist, and all my clients had murder charges, and I'd need to go to court for them with them to talk about being not guilty by reason of insanity. And it was interesting and wild to see, when somebody would murder somebody, all that kind of stuff. It's fascinating. It really
Don't you have to be kind of insane to murder someone, though?
You have to be very with it sometimes. To murder 96 people, you got to be with it. You got to really know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
But that's not a sign of sanity. Technically, that's like you're mentally ill, right?
I think like 3 or 4 makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Wait, what do I not know about you, Chris?
No, I'm just saying, like, you got that one person in your job that you can't stand. the one person at your job, then like your spouse, and then then your next door neighbor
It's premeditated now,
whose
Chris.
dog
It's
he's
premeditated.
pooping in your yard. It's like 3 or 4 makes
Chris,
sense, but when you get to
Chris,
like 96,
Chris,
No,
Amy
no,
telling you to shut up right now.
I'm on
Okay.
Chris's side because you should be able to lose your cool once every quarter. And if it ends
thank you.
in
Thank
like
you.
assault or murder charge, you know what? Maybe you should have made me lose my cool.
You
Well,
plead
Ruth-
insanity, and then you good. And then the insanity is gone because
Come
they're
get me.
gone. You
Come
know what I
get
mean?
me.
But like
And-
96 people, that's ridiculous.
Well, and Rue's been talking about poisoning all her husbands already. It's all premeditated already. So you can't be telling people your first move. You can't be telling them your next move.
Yeah.
Never let them know your next move, y'all. Never let
Exactly.
them know.
Well, what if the unpredictable part is that I'm telling everyone that I'm poisoning my husband and he lives to be 90 something and I die first, okay? What happens then? But
You faked
nixed
it.
all of this because that's my entire plan. That's my retirement plan.
Hey, so now I know why Chris always late. He out here murdering people.
No,
So he's got all those voices. He's got all the
No.
voices. Every now and then. You're Saul. He's the guy from
I use it
Saul.
all. I use all the voices to hide.
know. Look, and every time Chris walk up, he breathing hard, he's out of breath. His shirt always disheveled. I'm like, yo,
I'm
did you just
fat.
wake up? No, you a
Fat
murderer.
murderer. Fat murderer.
You murderer. You the fat murderer, bro. That's your murder name.
First off, I did not murder anybody. Okay,
Good.
let's get that out the way.
Whatever. All right,
Terrifying.
Amy, what is it for? You said a forensic. So you had how many people did you really was like, yo, they crazy? And then
So
and
every
how can you
person-
tell? How can you really tell?
Well, so with that was my very first job in mental health, and I had 100 people on my caseload, and I was really a case manager for mental health. So it's like if somebody had murdered their mother and went to the state hospital, I would go to the state hospital, I'd visit with them, I'd take case notes, and then I'd follow them and take them into court and make sure that they were able to communicate in court. And how you can tell if someone has a mental illness is like they're in and out of, sanity sometimes. Everyone's different. All the different diagnoses are different. The people that actually truly murder somebody like out of like anger, that's one thing. And then there's some people that are methodical and maybe are living in a different reality that truly can like keep on murdering somebody. And usually that's like with trauma, PTSD. So if they had a lot of trauma when they were a kid, sometimes, not always, but sometimes that will manifest into bad habits. Killing habits.
So are you saying that murder is a spectrum?
Everything's a spectrum. Everything's a spectrum. One murder, 20 murders. You know what I mean? And if you murder for self-defense versus you murder for being in the army versus poisoning your husband, you know what I mean? There's always a spectrum. There's definitely a spectrum of murder for sure.
So I got it now. So Chris grew up with a bunch of different fathers. So that's his PTSD. He out here killing dads. Because he didn't have a dad in his life, and so he like, I'm taking your dad away. I've figured out the crime already. Look at it.
Look at you.
You watch
got a whole
way too
profile
much Criminal
created.
Minds for that.
Roo, I got a profile.
That's a Criminal Minds episode.
Unsub profile. So now I see why Chris is getting close to me. He gonna kill me, son.
That's it. The whole time. Keep your enemies close. Keep your enemies. Y'all have been doing it. Well, and the
Right.
thing is too, like the other part too is if you have like a bad mom, like it's like if you have a bad mom, it ruins a lot of stuff. You think of like Psycho, the movie Psycho, like that archetype of a bad mom. If your mom is bad to you, mean to you, that will manifest in like Jeffrey Dahmer kind of ways sometimes. Not every time. Just because you have mental illness doesn't mean you're gonna murder anybody, but you can kind of see some of the patterns.
So what you saying is it's a woman's fault?
Always.
Oh.
I brought you into this world. I'll take you out.
Not before I take out 96 people.
Dude, she said always, bro.
Not always. I said not always.
Yo, I thought you said always. My bad. I'm gonna go beep out the knot. So I'm gonna say Amy said it's always a woman's fault that men go out and murder, bro.
I'm gonna lose my license immediately.
I'm calling
we
up the
talking-
feminist.
You good in
family.
comedy? You fine?
No, you good. We're not talking about Amy LeCours. We're talking about Amy Hafe. They don't
Yeah,
even know her.
my other
different people.
alternate. Ken,
Whole
I have a
different Amy.
question real quick. Are you the guy that will watch a movie and like you'll figure it out before the movie's over? Do you do that?
Always.
It drives
Always.
me- my husband does it too. It drives me nuts.
But I don't
wanna
say
know.
nothing. I won't say nothing because me and my wife will be sitting there. But we do. It's like a game of ours now. She be like, "You figured it out yet?" I said, "Yeah." And she like,
And you're
"Okay."
always right. You get it
Yeah.
right every time, always.
Every time. And she was like, "How did you know that?" I said, "Well, you gotta think." So Amy, right? She was the therapist, but every time that person would leave, then they couldn't find them no more. So you didn't think Amy was the killer? She was like, "No, because the husband was cheating." Yeah, but the husband cheating, he ain't gonna kill the side chick. He getting the
he
loving.
got a good mama.
Yeah, he good. His mama bring him food every day. The therapist
Bring him a plate. It's a good mama.
I said, "Hey, look around the office. It ain't one picture of the mama in the therapist's office." Come on, man.
Yeah.
She be like, "Oh, I ain't even see that." Yeah, man. Every
Dun,
time.
dun.
When I'm watching Dateline, 45 minutes into the episode, I be like, because usually what Dateline do is they'll bring up the case and the person will already be in jail. And it'll be like, are they innocent or guilty? And at 45 minutes, I'll be like, yeah, they did that.
Right.
they did that, man. It's like people who murder for insurance money.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get caught. You got $1 million life insurance policy and y'all making $40,000 a year. Come on, dog.
Right. That's commodifying as well as commodifying your relationships right there.
Stop commodifying murder.
All right, all these big words again.
That's what it turns
Just
into.
do it if you feel like it. Don't try to make money off of it. It's inauthentic.
Hey, Roo, I took a life insurance policy out on you just to let you know.
Oh, you took
Dude.
one out on me? Good. Now I'm worth more dead than alive.
Hey,
Exactly.
Wow.
which is crazy because Amy, ask your husband this. There's episodes of Unsolved Mysteries back in the 70s and 80s where people would take life insurance out on friends. It was dude who was taking life insurance policies out on homeless people and killing them and getting like. Now this the 70s and 80s where like I always told people, if I lived in the 70s, I'd totally be a serial killer. You're gonna get away with it. Ain't no DNA. They ain't have fingerprints. They ain't have CODIS.
No.
They had none of this. I would
They
be
don't
out there
have internet.
commodifying it, bro.
Burn them,
Yo,
build
okay.
it down, get your money,
Hey,
kill
wait,
somebody,
so
get your
what
money.
What if in the future there's a serial killer that figure out time travel and went back into the past?
That'd
Then
be
we
dope.
wouldn't exist. They just
That'd
cut
be-
off the earth at like
that'd be
medieval
dope.
times.
If I
And
go
they
back
use
in the past
auto-tune.
and murder people. Oh man, come on. Roo, you in the murder TV?
Yeah, I like to listen to the murder podcast, except that I
love
can't
a
do
good
too
murder
much of it.
podcast.
I can't do too much of it because I don't have it in my ears, and then my boyfriend will try to talk to me like,
It'll scare the hell out. Hey, Amy, did ask your husband if he listen to the Unsolved Mystery podcast.
Ooh, I will.
It is, man, and it's so good. And the dude's voice, because Robert Stack is the scariest thing
So
on the
scary.
planet. Robert
The
Stack, if you
music,
guys listen, was the host of Unsolved Mysteries. He had that deep voice, and he also was in the movie Airplane. He has that deep voice, and when he comes on, it scared the hell out of you. But the dude that does a podcast, man, his voice is just as scary.
Oh, is it?
And they do the update too. They be like,
I love
update.
the updates. That's the best.
I love the update. The update means they found it. I love the update.
I just remember being like 9 years old and watching Unsolved Mysteries. Like we were like, oh yeah, being a 9-year-old and watching murder, and it was just part of our lives in the 80s, and we all loved it.
And it came on like regular TV.
Yeah.
It was on NBC at like 8 o'clock at night. It was
Right
like
after America's Funniest Home Videos, like we're watching.
That intro always scared me with that little string music and the words moving around.
Yes, it's so good.
That is true. We gotta go to commercial break, but that is a fact. It'll be like America's Funniest Videos and then Unsolved Mysteries. But man, we gotta go. We'll be right back. Real Last Word Radio 104.1.
And Rescue 911.
I love that show.
You're muted.
I'm muted.
yeah, now Ken's
No,
muted.
yeah.
Muted.
Look at this.
Muted.
Look at this old man over
You're
here.
muted.
Muted.
You're muted.
He can't even hear us.
See, he always talking about my mic always going out and this and so forth.
Someone
but
let
he-
him know. You're muted.
Watch, he's gonna drink water
We
now.
can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I know. My wife had just called me. Yeah.
We were trying to get you.
Yeah. She was like,
Mind
so
your
who gets
business."
murdered right now? All right, Amy, we're gonna come back to you too. We're gonna talk about these topics that you sent me.
Okay.
We are back. Real Labs. We're Radio 104.1 Your Nightcap of Comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the Big Chair tonight. Guys, we appreciate you tuning in and listening. All brand new shows this week. So make sure you check us out. Also, make sure you follow us on social media and make sure you go out to YouTube and subscribe and drop a comment. And I would love to give you a shout out. Once again, shout out to my coworker Shannon's boyfriend who listens to the show. Truly appreciate it. Join the virtual studio with Chris Alexander, Amy LeCours, and Roo Nafasat. Bam, got your ass. I got
Namaste.
your ass. I was working on that thing, man. Make sure you check out Roo. Roo has a show at the Orlando Fringe called Roo's Menagerie at 1010 Brewing. Make sure you check it out. And also you check out their podcast, Pillow Fort with Roo and Amy. You can hear that on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, and Audible. So we have our licensed therapist of the therapist of Real Laughs now. She has been duly christened that.
Wow.
And so I always like when we bring guests on, I like for you guys to send me questions to talk about. And so she sent me a couple of things. And so we're going to go through that. We're going to talk about mental health topics about being a comedian, because I always tell people out there, you got to be a crazy individual to do stand-up comedy, because stand-up comedy is a one-person sport. It's you, it's a microphone, it's a bar stool, it's a spotlight, and 300 strangers. You got to be insane to get in front of 300 people and tell them your life story. I always think all comedians got something mentally wrong with them. So first one is, she says, how authentic should a comedian get on stage? How real should they get about how they feel about topics in their life?
Yeah, what do y'all think about that? Because like I've heard different schools. I've heard schools of, be your true self up there, always be yourself. But then when you get into the real world, you see that so many comedians are not their characters on stage, right? Like when I got into comedy, I was like, oh, these people are so fun and exciting. And then you get into the real world and you meet comedians, and most of them are very sad, very angry, very drunk. Not everybody, not all comedians, but a lot of comedians aren't who they are on stage. So how real do all of y'all get when you're on stage about how you're feeling, about what you're thinking?
I am Ken Miller on stage is Ken Miller off stage, and y'all been around me. That is 100% me. I love my family, but I'm gonna talk about my family. I love my wife, but I'm gonna talk about my wife, and I'm full of energy, and I love it. And when I get off stage, I don't nobody love Orlando comedy more than Ken Miller. I love you, Chris. Get the beat ready. You ready? Yeah. I love you, mother, so much, bro. Like, and so when I'm off stage, I what you see on stage, I want you guys to see in real life as well. And that's even with audience members. People in the audience, when we get out, I see somebody out in public and they're like, you the comedian. I'm like, yeah, what's up, brother? How you doing? Give me a hug. Thank you, bye-bye. And they'll walk away. My wife be like, who is that? I'm like, I have no idea who that was. But apparently I've done something on stage that they feel like we're friends, and hopefully you had a terrible day, and hopefully I was the guy to bring you joy.
Was that always something you could do, Ken? Was that always like easy for you to be authentic on stage?
Yeah, well, I've been that way my whole life. When I was a kid, I'm on the couch.
Let's do it.
When I was a kid, my mama died when I was 5 years old, and I'm adopted. My aunt adopted me, and she was the meanest lady I had ever met in my life. She had a wart in her nose. I thought she was a witch. She was so mean. She used to make me do everything. I'm 9 years old, getting put in a cab to go to the grocery store while everybody else is outside playing. I never forget this.
Are you Kevin McAllister? Are you doing Home Alone right now?
No, this is real life. I've actually told my wife and my former therapist this story. No lie. I might have been 10 or 11 years old, and my brother, who's actually my cousin, we're 6 months apart. We call ourselves cousin twins. And he's outside playing because that was her favorite child. He got away with everything. I always got in trouble. And I looked outside washing dishes and said, why does he get to go play and I have to wash dishes and clean the house? She says, because you're the only child that I could depend on. She says, people are going to always depend on you. It's something about you that people will depend on you. And from that moment, I've always been there for people. I've always wanted to take care of people. I always wanted I'm a people pleasing. Chris, you got the button ready?
Yeah.
I'm a people pleasing mother. Yo, I am. And so I feel that way about comedy. I want to please you. I want to make you happy. And then when I get off stage, I want you to have that same love for me that I gave you when I was on stage.
I love that. I love it. Well, that also we talked about at the other show about you, like, not wanting to look too happy because you got to do more stuff. So that was your role as a kid. You were the person that always had to do stuff no matter what. So you have to put those boundaries up for the people in your life too, so you don't do too much and people please too much.
Yeah. Broke that boundary. Been paying for my brother who almost homeless, and my wife is so mad. She's so mad at me right now because he keep calling me, asking me for money. I keep giving it to him, and my whole family is upset at me right now. But I also have survivor's remorse, so I always feel bad that I made it and they didn't make it. So I always try to make sure that they're good. That's another thing. My mama was like, this whole family gonna depend on you. My whole family depends on me.
As the scene does. The scene does too. The whole scene does too.
Yeah. So when I go home,
and I tell them to stop all the time.
I know Chris tell me to stop too. I go home, there's a family reunion, and I don't show up. Nobody's in my family showing up. They're going to come because
you're the glue.
I am, which is crazy. But anyway, this ain't about me. Chris, are you the same on stage and off stage? And I already know this answer because I'm with you all the time.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. No. I mean, I savor my energy for the stage and I go like extra hard, but off stage, I'm just more chill.
Y'all see what I'm saying?
I'm chill.
I just went on for 5 minutes.
You just told your whole life story. You just like really revealed some stuff, and Chris like, meh. But he's conserving his energy. I get that. You conserve your energy. But when do you use it, Chris? When does the energy get used for the conserving of it?
I don't know. Like when I'm on, you know what I mean? Like when it's I don't know.
Hey,
on the radio, not on the radio.
And let me tell you, on Chris, I love.
Yeah.
Hey man, when Chris, hey, the bottle's empty. When Chris got that, man, let me tell y'all something. Chris told me a story last night about his Navy days. Oh, Chris, I've been laughing at that all morning. I laughed about. I'm trying to get Chris to talk about it on stage. It is the he had never. And me and Chris been friends. How long we been friends, Chris?
Like maybe 5-6 years now.
5-6 years. And Chris told me the story. He has never told me this story before. And I don't want you to tell it because I need the ladies to talk about their comedy thing too. But I've been telling Chris he need to take this on stage because when the alcohol hit Chris be telling all kind of stuff, bro. All kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Last night, Amy found out he has murdered somebody. So
see, it's the slow ones. It's the quiet, slow ones.
It's the quiet, slow ones that'll pop your ass up out of here. Roo, I think
in my defense, it was self-defense. That's all I'm saying.
Roo, I think I know the answer to this because I feel like on stage, off stage, Roo is the same person. Are you the same on stage and off stage?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much the same. I've spent so much of my life just like being like my school version versus my home version that like now I don't want to separate it as much. So I try to stay like who you see on stage is like probably the most authentically me, except for maybe like a bit more higher energy, a bit more embellished with the stories. Yeah. But like, yeah, if you the personality that you see on stage is practically the same personality you see off stage.
Yeah, I really believe that. I do. This is how I fell in love with Roo. We were at open mic at improv, and Roo was always stands like with her legs open, like she's a cheerleader. Yeah. And I was like, are your jaws in your butt? Are you trying to be a cheerleader? And Roo just does a cheer. And I was like, oh, okay, she cool. She cool. Like she could have been offended. She could have been no. She was like, I don't know, kid. Hey, give me like. I'm like, what?
Well, I just like you gotta stretch it out. I don't want to pull a muscle when I'm out there. So if I'm out in the circle, I'm not wasting time. I'm getting my adductor muscles stretched out.
But I also now realize, Chris. No, real quick. I realized this. Then you can ask your question. You had your legs open because you were passing gas.
Probably.
Oh no, I knew I should have kept the whole gas thing inside.
Now I
everyone
know.
knows
Literally,
that I'm the
figuratively.
duster.
Now I know. Now I know.
Nasty,
Go
just
ahead, Chris.
nasty.
Learning so much about each other. I love it.
I know, for real. What you gonna
So-
ask, Krista?
So to add to this to the question, do you feel more like extroverted, like off stage, and then you put I don't know how I word it properly because I'm bad with words,
I
but
feel
like
Yeah, go ahead.
how do you feel when you're off stage, like more introvert or extrovert when you're like off stage?
When I'm off stage, I'm introverted a bit more than like when I'm on stage, it's like the most extroverted version of myself. But when I'm off stage, you guys might not see it, but like my energy has just been drained out of me. And
No, but I mean like on the normal basis.
yeah, I think I'm a lot more introspective than people think. So like I'm talking to you guys a lot right now, but when I'm on my own and I'm off stage, I like to just sit, observe, take it all in before trying to say too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm always extroverted. Amy, on and off stage, you the same person?
No, I wish. And that's probably why I asked this question because it's so hard. I had terrible stage fright when I started. So it was so hard for me just to be myself up there because myself was nervous and scared and I wanted to get drunk and I wanted to throw up and I couldn't even get my words out, you know? So that's why I started psych comedy because I could go up there, I could be a therapist, I could have people with me, and I'm most authentic on my psych show. But when I'm doing my stand up, I'm thinking about my words, I'm thinking about my setup and punchline, I'm thinking about my boobs not falling out, like I'm thinking too hard. So for me to be truly authentic, it's an exercise for me every single time. And I kind of like curate myself and I want to stop doing it. But Rue has helped me with that because Rue's like, that wasn't you up there, and I'm like, you're right. So having people around me tell me, and my husband has said that too, like, who is that person? I'm like, I don't know. So learning to be authentically myself up there versus a character has always been the most difficult part of my stand-up. It's been really hard for me.
I feel like we all have that fear. I think that's a lot of comedians'
Yeah.
biggest thing is the fear. Like my first open mic, I took 40 coworkers.
Wow.
I was
40.
I worked at Nextel. I started at the Why Not Lounge in Altamont Springs.
Yep.
And I lived 2 blocks from the comedy club, and my job was right around the corner in Maitland. So I took 40 of my coworkers, and I was more comfortable with them because everything I was joking about on stage, I joked about at the job.
Right.
But that took the fear away. So when I came back the next Tuesday by myself and bombed, I was cool because now I got over that stage fright. But before I get on stage, I still have a slight discomfort going up there because you never know what show you're going to get. You just don't. You do not know what crowd you're going to get, man. And when I get done, people are like, "Man, that was great." I would have never known. You would have never known that I was getting my Roo on and gassing the whole audience.
Crap dust in your smiles.
You would have never known that before the show. I'm super. I have this thing, Chris, to tell you. I shoot imaginary jump shots.
Yeah.
Before I get on stage. That's my nervous tick to get rid of the nervousness. But I'm always so terrified before I get up.
I'm the opposite. I need the nerves, so I try to make myself nervous before I go on stage, so I can have that type of adrenaline going. Because if I go up and I'm like comfortable, like confident in myself, sometimes then that's when I bomb.
Yeah.
Like when we did the.
I'm thinking I'm gonna bomb every time.
I
go up there with
mess
worst.
up.
I'm always worst. No matter what I do, and it can be worse. If I'm getting on a plane, I'm like, yeah, it's probably gonna crash. I'm always thinking worst case scenario. So if it happens, I'm like, told you.
Yeah. I can't go thinking that I'm gonna like kill the crowd because then I have an expectation that I will kill, and then when it crashes, then
wow.
I'm sad.
See, that's so interesting. I can't do that because if I do that, then I am like self-pitying, and like people, when I do a self-pitying thing on stage, people are like, oh, nobody wants to listen to this friggin' lady, I don't know, there's this weird thing. I can't talk about my flat tush. People get mad about. There's just these different things like that I've learned about like a crowd and what they want to hear from me, and I think I care too much. That's what it is. I care too much Because when I'm just around people, I'm me, and it's hitting or it's not hitting. But when I'm in front of somebody, I'm just too curated, I guess, and I need to get out of that for sure. That's why I do improv. That's why I do shows. That's why I hang out with Roo on the pod.
Yeah, for me, I think I can't go in there thinking it's gonna go well, but I can't go in there thinking it's gonna like completely bomb, right? I gotta go in with like I know what my set is gonna be, but I gotta go in with like a level of no plan. So like treating it kind of like it's improv because you don't know what the crowd's gonna give you. You don't know if you're gonna have like a heckler and you might have to like try to shut them down or try to like get the crowd
be
away
mindful,
from that.
present. Me too. If I go in there, say I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna be present, then I do my best most of the time.
Yeah.
Versus, let me make sure I get my setup punchline. Let me make sure I do eye contact. Make sure I'm a human with these people. But if I'm just like, let me have a good time, those are always my best sets for sure. But it's hard.
Yeah.
That's good, man. We got to get up out of here. Before we go, Amy, I think maybe it's the setup of the joke because I knew this black girl who did a joke about having a flat booty and it kills. But I think it's sometimes when certain topics, it's the way you talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just recently started talking about my son's suicide on stage. And when I bring it up, the crowd is like, But then I had to pivot to make it, okay, I got to make this funny because I just did 45 minutes and been killing. And I just lost them the last 2 minutes. So now I have to figure out how to get them back. So I figure out a way to get them back. So it's certain jokes to me, I feel like you just got to be able to, man, they might get offended by that. You got to be able to maneuver with it. That's all that is with that.
I love that you connected those two. That my flat ass and your son's suicide. Wow.
I heard the flat booty joke and I think it's funny.
Yeah.
So I just think that it's whatever the crowd is, you just gotta learn how to pivot with it, man. And if they don't get them, Chris, you got the button ready.
Oh, God.
They don't get it, man. Him. Well, we got to get up out of here, man. Make sure you guys check out Pillar Fort with Roo and Amy, the podcast, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, and make sure you check out Roo's Menagerie at the Orlando Fringe, 1010 Brewing. We and super overtime, so we got to go. Amy and Roo, thank you again. Once again, you ladies were amazing. Way better than Ash Lingo and Chris. We gotta go. Chris, I love you, brother. We gonna get the soul food.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Chris about to go get some soul food, but we gotta go. I'm Ken Miller. We are Real Ass. Chris, tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed.
Good night, family.
I won't do it no more. I won't do it no more.